Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. How you all doing, guys? Hope you're all good today and I hope you're doing great. So I want to show you guys how to make this beautiful and stylish double layered handkerchief flared skirt. This is quite trending and I thought I should also show you how to make this. But this is not going to have a zipper at the back, but rather will have a casing, an elastic waist drawstring casing. Okay, yes. So and one thing you should just know is you take note of the full length of your skirt and of course your hip circumference and your waist circumference. That's basically what you need here. So what I have here, the total fabric I have is about 4 yards of fabric and I exhausted almost everything, just a tiny pieces of it that was left. So the full length of the skirt that I'm working with is 23. I'm going to remove 2 inches because of the casing, elastic casing I'm going to be fixing afterwards. So that makes it 21. Now that 21 inches, I'll add 1 inches for hemming allowance, and of course that will be 22. Then 22, I will now add 6 inches for my radius, 6 inches for my radius, which will make it 28. I hope you understand. So this is the measurement that I'm going to work with. Now this 6 inches radius is the radius for my waist circumference, but not the waist measurement. It's the waist circumference, but not because what I'm using for my waist circumference is my hip measurement. Remember, this is an elastic waist. It's supposed to be able to pass through your hips while wearing it. Okay, so if you use your waist, it is not going to work. So you have to use your hip measurement in place of your waist circumference. I hope you understand. As we go along, you understand what I mean. So now I'm going to use this measurement now to fold my fabric. Remember I said the full length I now have, both the length and the radius, is 28, which means I need to cut outwards a total of 56 by 56. You know, if you're folding this as a flare, we have to fold it into 2. No, when you fold your 56 into 2, that means you have your 28, right? But as we are cutting it out now, we have to cut out 56 by 56 because it's going to be a square cutout. So every 4 sides has to be the same measurement. So I'm starting now by cutting out 56 on this longer part. I'm definitely going to get my 56 here, so I'll go ahead and cut that out. So 56 on one side, 56 on the other side. Now because this is an African print with a length of 45, I will not get that 56, right? So which means I have to make up for that length. But if this is a by 60 in length fabric, then you're good to go. So I've already gotten out 56 on one side. Now on this other side is 45 inches. So I need to add what I will be adding to make up for that 56 inches in length. So if you say 56 minus 45, that is 11, right? So now I need to cut out 11 inches in width by 56. I hope you understand. 11 inches in width by 56. So I'm going to go ahead now and cut that out. So cut out, so I'm measuring out my 11 inches in width. Don't forget to add about 0.5 inches allowance because you know you'll be joining it to the other piece. So you have to add that while cutting. So I have my 11 inches in width now by 56. So I still need to make up for the 56. That's why I'm cutting this extra tiny piece to join to it, you see. So because I'm trying to manage my fabric, I don't want to cut along that longer length, so you can see this. And once you iron this properly, you will really not even see the joinings. So you can see I have my 11 by 56. So now I'm now going to join it to the longer piece I've already cut out. So this is what I'm going to do. Once I'm done sewing this now, you will see now that I will now have my 56 by 56. So at this point I have joined it. Now I'm going ahead now to fold this into 2 first. Then I'll go ahead and make a second fold. So I have this into 4. So by folding it this way now, you see now that I now have my 28 inches. Remember, that is the measurement you are working with. The length of the skirt is 21, 1 inches hemming allowance, 6 inches for radius. That makes it 28. So you work with your own desired measurements. Okay, yes. So now I have my square fold, and square means all 4 sides are equal. all four sides must be equal. So because of the joining we have done here and there, it's important you cross check. This is exactly what I'm doing. So because there's tendency to be some excesses to trim out, or so I'm going ahead to just confirm that I have my 28 on every side. So I'll go ahead and trim. I have some excesses here. I have to trim that out so you can see. So now means that these four sides you are seeing now will give me what? 28, and that is all. We don't need any other extra measurement. You can see I'm confirming it, 24 on every four sides. That is why it's a square. It has all the four sides equal. So now that I have my 28 inches all around, we are good to go. All I need now is to what? Impute my radius, and that is the only cutout we are doing here. You can see. So I'll go ahead now and place my tape at the tip. So remember how I got about my radius of 6 inches was, remember I said we are using what? The hip measurement, not the waist. The hip measurement is 44 when you divide it by 4, and that's 11. So a very simple way is just to place your tape the way it is randomly. Just make a curve and see if you get 11 inches, and you go ahead and start measuring. So initially I did about 5 inches just to see, because when you're cutting out a flare, there's always tendency that you have some excesses. So of course, when I cross check, it was not up to that. I now had to increase it. So it was 6 inches that I used to be able to get that measurement. You can see. So 6 inches was the radius I marked out. So before I cut that out, I needed to cut out the second layer, which is the shorter one of it. Now for this short one, the length is supposed to be I want it to be 10. I want it to be 10 inches in length. So it's going to be 9 inches plus 1 inches for hemming. As always, that's 10. Then of course the 6 inches of radius, that's going to be 16. So which means the fabric I'm going to be cutting out, it will be 32 by 32. So just similar thing to what we did. We'll be cutting out 32 by 32. That's exactly what I'm doing now. So when you cut out your 32 by 32, by the time you now fold it into 2, right, it becomes 16. I hope you understand. All right. So that's it. So I'm also going ahead to make sure that I have all the sides equal. And once I've confirmed that, I can now place it over each other so I can cut out everything together. So I have the markings on the bigger piece, so I had to place that smaller one underneath. So you can see, just align it properly and we'll go ahead and cut. And like I said, this is it. This is it, guys. This is just the only piece you're cutting out. So if you're going to be adding a zipper at the back and all that, you can now slit out one side open. But here I'm not putting any zipper, of course, so I'm just leaving it the way it is in a circular form. So all I need to do is to place the smaller one on top. You can see the way it is. And one thing about this is that you can actually swap the smaller one in another direction, just give you another look. Okay, yes, so you can place it on the same shape as the bigger one. So I'll go ahead and secure the circle by sewing it round before we start sewing our band. So I'll go to the sewing machine. Now my sewing machine, what I did first was just to sew the rope. There's going to be a rope which is going to pass through our casing we'll be creating. So this is about 2.5 inches in width. Just fold it on both sides, and you have a long strap, and this long strap is over 64 inches thereabouts. Okay, yes, so that's that for the rope. Now I'm going ahead now to sew the circles, okay, just to make sure that the two pieces are together. So it's very important you pin this on the flat surface. Now after that, the one thing I did was to locate a center point. That's where it's going to be the front center. It's already a circle, so I made sure that I marked a center point, but I did it in such a way that those places where we had that joining, I made it to stay at the back. Okay, so once I locate a center point, that's where I'm going to start sewing my band. Now this my strap. Now you can see what I'm doing. For my center point, I'm marking out 1 inches away from that center point. Just take note of that. While on this my casing, this my band casing, I'm marking out 2.5 inches away from the startup point. Now that is where I will start sewing. I marked 1 inches from the main skirt, then 2 inches apart from the band. Okay, you can see I'm aligning it, so I'll start sewing from now. The reason why I'm doing this is because so that I can easily sew round the circle, and at the end of the day get to a center point. So once I got to almost there, I still stopped at 1 inches away from the center point. I hope you understand. If you're confused in any way, kindly go over it again. I'm sure you get it right. So you can see now I have some space there. So what I'm going to do now is to bring my remaining piece now and try to align it together. Now what I'm trying to do is to make sure that the joining I'm going to have on this my band is going to what align exactly on the center of my skirt. That is just the idea here. You can see. So once I'm using my hand to get that right, I will now pin it down. Now, as I'm sewing it all up together, I will have to leave a space in between, a space of about 1 inch in between. You can see what I'm doing here now. I'm leaving a space in between because that is where the elastic has to pass through. You can see. So I'm trimming that out and cleaning up the edges. By the time I open this up, you can already see that space there. You can see. So this is where the elastic will pass through. Then I went ahead to cover up the stitch. You can see this. So this is it, guys. At this point now, we have sewn around the circle. All I need to do now is to bring it all to the front and start sewing. You can see. So I'm just carefully pin this down. It's important to carefully pin this all the way around before you start sewing. Now you can already see how it's looking at the center there. So you can see that opening. See, I'm using my scissors to show. You can see that that's where the elastic and rope is going to pass through. So I'll just go ahead now. After sewing it, then I will start passing my elastic band into it, which is what I'm doing. Okay, so for the elastic band, you just cut out your waist circumference and minus about 3 to 4 inches. After fixing the elastic band, then I will now sew at the edge of the elastic, so at the top and also at the bottom. So this way you are securing the elastic and at the same time making another casing for your rope to be able to pass through. You can see, just sew all the way at the top and also at the bottom. Okay, so after that, now I will take my rope and start passing it through that opening that we have there. And that is it, guys. Once you're done, the skirt is ready. Just go ahead now and knot the edge of the rope, hem the lower part of the flare, and you are good to go. So that is it, guys, on how to make this very beautiful one. I already have a tutorial on the crop top in case you've not seen it yet. It's already up on the channel. Thank you guys for joining me, and don't forget that aside making female wears, I make and sell fashion accessories which I sell in wholesale and retail. So what you see here, these are tote bags. These are DTF printed tote bags. You can want it in printed form like this, different designs. You can also have it in plain form if that's what you want. Okay, there are other fashion accessories like the hair bonnet, cooking cap, sleeping robe. There's the maxi tote bag. There's the Ankara tote bag, fully padded, fully lined with inner pocket and zipper. You know, there's the sleep robe. There's so many accessories. Just reach out to Partner So Fashion. We will be there to attend to you. Okay, yeah, just call out on the number you see on the screens. We'll reach out. You'll be able to get to us. Yes, these are perfect gifting items for your souvenirs and a lot of beautiful things you can use this for. Yes, and for the DTF printing, I already have an online class that is ongoing. This is a very lucrative business as well. It's a method of branding and customization. You can go ahead and also share this to a lot of people that will find this helpful. You will see the flyer at the end of this video. Thank you, guys. See you on the next one. Bye.